Confidence is an all-time high, but some think the sky is falling, and we're going to look at down payments, plus Crest Hill and Shorewood numbers. Fannie Mae just released their July edition of their Home Purchase Sentiment Index. So the HPSI takes a look at the confidence in the market, looking at the National Housing Survey. And what the idea is this is supposed to be a forward-looking number, okay? It's reflecting consumer confidence, and the index reached its highest level since Fannie Mae began their survey. To break it down, the share of Americans who say it's a good time to buy a home increased from the same time last year. The share of those who say it's a good time to sell increased from the same time last year. And we've talked about this before. It can be a good time to buy and a good time to sell at the same time. All right? You have low inventory rates, so you're going to get a fast sale, hopefully, as long as you're priced correctly. But you also have very low mortgage rates right now. So you've got buyers in the market looking to seize upon the low mortgage rates. The share of Americans who say they are not concerned about losing their job over the next 12 months increased dramatically. It went up 16 percentage points from the same time last year. So that is a huge, huge gain. When you have confidence in your job, there's a lot of things that you're going to see consumers do. Lastly, the share of Americans who say mortgage rates will go down over the next 12 months increased dramatically by 24 points from the same time last year. So, what does it all mean? Well, Doug Ducan, Senior Vice President and Chief Economist for Fannie Mae, explained consumer job confidence and favorable mortgage rate expectations lifted the HPSI to a new survey high in July. Despite ongoing housing supply and affordability challenges, consumers appeared to have shaken off a winter slump in sentiment amid strong income gains. Therefore, sentiment is positioned to take advantage of any supply that comes to the market, particularly in the affordable category. So any kind of supply, if you're looking to list, you're going to see buyers moving on your property if you are in that median price we've talked about in your local market. Now, news. The government is changing their refinance policy when it comes to FHA. To get a cash-out refinance of an FHA-backed mortgage, starting September 1st, your loan limit cap will be 80%. The current rate is 85%. That will align FHA limits with those set by Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. The Department of Housing and Urban Development says the change is aimed to minimize the risk for the growing number of cash-out FHA refinances. Jenny Mae announces new steps to curb so-called churning of VA loans. Churning is when a lender is getting refis constantly done to encourage fees that are generated for the lender's profit. Home prices nationwide are still growing but slowing, according to the S&P CoreLogic Case-Shiller Home Price Index for May. It was adjusted seasonally to a rate of 3%, down from 3.3% in April. Also, according to the Case-Shiller Index prices, Seattle actually dropped 1.2% year over year, making Emerald City the first in the 20 cities in the index to lose value since 2012. So the U.S. Census Bureau released their study from 2019 Q2, and this is their home ownership report. And it got some people thinking the sky is falling. And the reason why is at the peak of home ownership, 2004, you had 69.2% that were homeowners. That number at the end of the second quarter for 2019 was 64.1%, which fell because the fourth quarter of 2018, it was 64.8%. So you had a very small decrease. The report is kind of misleading. Well, not misleading. It's just making people freak out. I have more demand and more people calling me about wanting to see more houses, and it comes back to the inventory question. Now, you're going to have people that have to move. All right, job. There's multiple reasons why people have to move. And sometimes when they move, they can't sell the first house, but they have to buy the second house. So that could push this number down. There's multiple reasons why that number could have went down. Ivy Zellman explains robust growth in the entry-level price point of lately should translate to a re-acceleration in home ownership rates moving forward. And they're speaking towards the builders, really. That's what's going on. We've had builders building on average 2,700 square foot house for a median price of $270,000. That's a national number. Most are not looking for that big of a home or to spend that much money. Most are looking for entry-level homes, smaller homes. You have your millennials and your baby boomers really fighting almost over the same inventory. And neither party is looking to give. That is one of the big differences between now and 2004. In 2004, I used to have people settle for housing. Oh, I'll fix this, I'll fix that, I'll fix that. Things never got fixed. Now, they realize, I only have so much time in my life. I don't have time to fix this. So if your house is not in perfect order, and if it's not ready for moving condition, odds are your house is sitting on the market. Time for the local market update. These numbers are active from the MLS as of July 14th, 2019, and we're going to start with Shorewood first. So, Shorewood, change in new listings, they are up 37.9%. Change in closings, they are up 5.6%. Change in inventory of homes, they are up 19.4%. So we have seen a spike in listings in Shorewood. Median sales price on the trailing 12 months is $269,450. That is down a half a point in the last 12 months, while the average sales price is down on detached to $277,912. Correction, that is up 0.3%. So there's a little just discrepancy there between the median and the average, which you can see. It's just one of those minor things, so it's pretty much unchanged. Month over month, you're looking at, for detached, down 9.4% to 262,500, and they're down on the average 5.8% to 267,733. So that gives you an idea of what's going on there. Crest Hill, we're looking at a new listings up 3.1%. Closed sales, they are down 11.8%. And inventory of property is up 40%. Median sales price of a single family home in Crest Hill is $185,000. That is down 1.9% on the trailing 12 months. The average sales price is $195,085. That is up 1.1%. So again, we're getting that little bit of a discrepancy between the median and the average, usually pointing to pretty much a flat market right now going on in those two areas. So we're talking down payment. And Fannie Mae just comes out and looks at a new interesting statistic. 17% of consumers know there are minimal down payment options. Only 17%. And we talked about this on the radio show. We've talked about this in before, that you have multiple ways of down payment. First off, if you're a veteran, you have the VA loan, 0 down. There's down payment assistance programs out there. You also can get gifts from family members for down payment assistance, and those can be anywhere from 0 to 3.5% down for minimums, depending on where you're buying and what you're buying. You have a USDA loan out there that is 100% financing for rural areas. You also have a conventional product that's 3% down. Yeah, FHA is 3.5% down, and you can get down payment assistance on those programs if you need and if you qualify, obviously. So it's pretty interesting where consumers think they need down payment assistance or down payment, how much they need. That 40% of the market do not actually know what they need for down payment. And it's really could be as little as $1,000 in some cases if you're getting a down payment assistance program. Some of them do have what they call skin in the game, or minimum amount of money that you have to put up. And that $1,000 could be simply your earnest money. So keep an eye out. This is going to be a big issue as we start moving forward with these falling interest rates. You're going to see a lot of people looking to find out, well, what do I need down?